So you know you have to sell, but you have no idea where to go. What do? Stay tuned. Okay, so I had a homeowner call me back in 2021. She wanted to sell her home. She knew that inflation was on the horizon, and she wanted to sell her home. She had no idea where she wanted to go. And so my advice to a lot of homeowners is start coming up with at least 3 cities that you have an idea where you want to go, and start looking at the inventory of that area. When you are satisfied with the inventory coming out in that area, then you'd feel a lot more at peace on selling your home. Second, make sure you know what option to exercise. Am I going to do a sale leaseback? Am I going to do a slumming it at my friend's house? Am I going to stay in an apartment? Am I going to use the seller to find replacement property addendum? When you have all those things in play, you won't lose money. Let's start by taking a tour of the home that she wants to sell out in Anaheim. Absolutely stunning, gorgeous home. Believe it or not, what I love about these homeowners is that they had so much pride of ownership, but she lived like that. It truly looked like a model. So what was the problem that we had with this transaction? The biggest problem, was that these homeowners didn't know where they wanted to go. They had an idea, so they knew what territory that they wanted, what area, but we couldn't find anything on the market so that they liked. And so I think my biggest takeaway from here is that, we were looking in that area, and that area has a lot of supply. But I always tell my homeowners, when you're going through a sell to buy transaction, the ones that I see having the biggest problem sometimes live in fear. They might be very selective about the new home that they want. Perhaps, they want the exact same home that they're living in right now, but in an upgraded area for the same price. Or they just have this fear of like, I'm not going to find something. But you got to have faith in the process and trust it, and know that in 99% in our circumstances, in all seriousness, our homeowners have always found a home that they want to go into. So in this case, they got an offer that they could not refuse. A buyer came in. There was multiple offers on this. There was, a lot of people that couldn't get the home that were literally in tears. And a buyer came and gave them pretty much more than $100,000 over the market value. And it was an offer that they couldn't refuse. And these homeowners were really smart because they knew inflation was on the horizon. They're like, I might not ever be able to get this price again. And so they were able to pivot really quickly. And initially they toyed with the idea about having a contingency and finding a replacement property. But because they got an offer that they couldn't refuse with a 3-month, I believe it was a 3-month lease back, for free at this price, they had to take it. So they pivoted over very intelligently to a sales leaseback. And then they were still searching, and took some time for them to figure out still where they wanted to go. And from there, they pivoted really quickly into finding an apartment. And as soon as they went into the apartment after that, they were able to find something out in South OC that they went and invested into. And at that time, it was great too, because the prices were going up in the South OC area, but not as high as they are today. So in the end, it was a win-win for everybody, very memorable. My biggest takeaway from this transaction is, if you're a seller and you're in this position, I gotta tell you guys, like, sometimes you gotta let go of your fear. Because if you don't and you bring all the emotions in with you, it actually hits your bottom line financially. So trust the process, have faith in it. 99% of our clients end up finding something that they really like, that they end up going into. My name is Caroline Lee. I'm your sell to buy expert, and hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's move on to the next one. Thanks, guys.
If you want to sell your home for top dollar, call my mom and start